All right, build one more back in the house. So pretty much today it's just gonna be me. Dave's out getting 240 for Nolan for Christmas, surprise. But I'm gonna be doing the timing, new timing on a K20V3 and HN, you know, and just give y'all a rundown, a how-to pretty much, in case you want to do this on your own, or it just doesn't even matter, just to show you. Here we go. Alright, so the first thing, if you're doing this on an 8th gen, you have this that you're gonna have to remove in order to get to the top of the valve cover good, because I mean, if not, it's just a cluster. I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, why not open it up a little bit, right? So with this, it is this area here, you pry up. After getting these body clips, as you can see right here, there's these holes right here and here. There's a small clip there. Also here in the middle of the visor, there's a clip that's, as you can see right there under it in a frame that I'm about to remove. Also here, you remove them three. You pry up on this, usually in this area if you can, and then once this pops up, slide it, like push it that way to get it out. And you'll have one single washer fluid hose that mounts right there to get this piece out of the way. Now the next step of this to open that area up for me so I can have a little room to work is going to be removing these, and also, let me get a light real quick. Removing these, and also there's one back here in the back. Give you a good view of it there in the center, and also here on the edge, and these right here in the corner. But we're gonna get to that, and then I'll be at the next step for you. All right, we got that piece out. Like I said, you got bolt here, here, as well as here. There's 2 12s, 10, 3 10s on the firewall, 2 12s, 10, washer line. Gets this whole assembly out. Now we have an open back of the valve cover. It makes it a lot easier, in my opinion. But anyway, here we go with the next step. Get back right with y'all when I'm doing the next part of it. Show you, give you a rundown pretty much of it. We've made it this far. If you've made it this far on the video, I mean, a like, subscribe, any comments or anything, we'll get back with you. Drop them in the comment section. All right, next part. All right, for the next step, I'm going to be removing the valve cover. Simplistic, they're all 10 millimeters. No, I mean, you can see the bolts. You got this, as well as these that are here. Here, there's gonna be some under this cover. You also have 2 right here in the very back. As you can see, I'm attached to one right there, and this one as well. And after I get done with that, I'll run you to the next step. Check us out, man, check us out. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Tell your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your auntie. Tell somebody. Say, build one more. Check them out. Like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all for viewing. Alright, so we're there. Also went ahead, it's a speed thing, like they're all 10s, so I take this off as well when I was doing the valve cover. So, we're at this step. I'm gonna go ahead and remove everything, and then I'll get back with you on the next step, man. We're just trying to get it done. Trying to get this car done, trying to get it back on the road. K-swap the world, man. K-series all day, every day. If it ain't a K, it's gotta be a B, right? Also, once you get the centerpiece of your valve cover off, 2 of your coil bolts come out directly with that center cap. These 2 and this are underneath that center cap, just for a visual perspective, you know. So let's hit that. All right, so you're gonna want to remove your coil packs. Bow, 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 bow. You see them? Bow. That's that fire shooter. You gotta take your fire shooters out. Remember that. Your coils, your fire shooters. All right. So Also in this process, this just kind of slides into this back filament, pick it up, move it out the way. Next, I'm gonna take these hoses off, dismount a couple things from the valve cover over here on the side just to try to open it up so I can get the valve cover off clean. And I will be back with you just to let you know, inform you what needed to come off and how that went for me. All right, so get this hose off pretty much. Pretty simplistic, it's a little hose. You're gonna get it off. You have a 10mm here connected to the valve cover as well as here in the back to get off. So we're gonna get those off, and hopefully this valve cover, there may be a bolt somewhere in there hiding from me, but hopefully this valve cover comes up after that. We'll get back to it on the next clip. All right, so we back at it. We're gonna be removing this engine mount. I'm gonna be putting the jack stand up underneath the engine to hold it up while I do this. That way I can, you have 2 bolts in here that are going to be in the timing cover themselves and coming out with that engine mount. So on the next clip, I'll be showing you what's up there. All right, we back at it. I got the bolts out the mount. I also removed the, I can't remember the exact size, but I removed this bolt up here. This is 810 Honda Civic. And this is the mount that came out, slid it forward out of its area. And then this plate is gonna come up like that, this mount piece. And now I'm gonna be removing the actual mount bracket, which is bolts that also go into the timing cover. Let's see if I got, get some light on there. So we're gonna be removing this one here, as well as this one, and this one down here. Getting this engine mount out. All right, get back with you on the next step. So we're back at it, trying to get this mount off. All right, I've removed this bolt to the upper brace and these, got that out the way. Now you have to remove this bolt here in the back. Let's see if I can get a good angle of it right here. All right, and then you're also gonna have a 14mm, I wanna say, there, and in the center, those, all 3 of those are gonna be timing cover bolts. So gotta make sure to save those, don't lose those, you need those. All right, I'll be back after I get this off to show you the next step. So back at you right here. I'm gonna have to remove this engine mount completely out the way so I can get these bolts out of this bracket here. But as you can see, we got, I want to say 14, 2 here, probably a 17 holding in the actual metal bracket there and in the back. And once I get that out, we'll be on the timing cover. Alright, so we got the serpentine belt off. Trying to give y'all some good light here. We got a bunch of 10mm. You got, get a good angle. We got a 10 here, 10 here. Alright, 10 here, 10 here, 10 here. This cover can actually stay, I want to say, probably not. Can't actually remember, but I'm gonna have to remove, before I actually get on this timing cover, I'm gonna have to remove this, I want to say it's an oil line, actually, oil feed line right there. So I'm gonna probably drain the oil out of her. Then get that hose off and move on to doing this timing cover. We'll get back with you brief. All right, so we back. Now I'm gonna unplug the sensor right here, so we can see. You're gonna unplug it there, unplug that sensor, then this bolt, and there's gonna be a bolt back there as well. You can kind of see the valve right here up top. 10 there. We're gonna unhook that, and then we're gonna hit these timing cover bolts and see where we get. I'll be back with you when I get this thing out and show you kind of like more of, you know, how it's gonna go down. But there's a 3-plate cover down there, usually black, colored black. Now, this is a K24 I'm gonna be putting in the my 8th gen coupe. It's K24 A2. Now, you can kind of see the outer perimeter bolts that need to come off. You also are gonna have 3 bolts here in the oil pan that are gonna hold your timing cover on. All right. The black cover and the sensor are going to be staying in the timing cover. This is actually the timing cover for that K24, but they're going to be staying in there. All right. Well, I'll get back with you when I get this cover off the Southern engine. All right. Before we pull this pulley off, this crank pulley right here, as you can see, typically you want to try to put it in TDC first. That's what I have it in right now. Using a long screwdriver just to make sure that the piston's all the way up. All right, but the markings for it, there's going to be a marking on the top of that crank pulley down there. And on the actual, you're gonna have 3 etches in the crank pulley, and then you're gonna have a marking on the actual timing chain cover itself, and that's lined up good, dead center. And now to get the rest of the time cover off for you. If you're having any issues getting that pulley loose, there is a cover right here underneath the transmission that you can use to help break that for you. I broke it before I actually got this far down into it. I actually broke it. First thing I did really, just crack it loose. And then I set everything up, and then now we're taking it out after I have everything TDC. I'll get back with you on the next thing. That should be that timing cover coming off. Alright, so we end the timing cover. Alright, this is your lower timing chain marks right here. You have an arrow etched into the back of this plate right here. You also have an arrow right here on top of this gear. Well, that's TDC, and we got it lined up pretty good. Just trying to give you a better view of that. I'm pretty sure it's hard to see anyway. But, yeah, that's her. I'm about to break this hydraulic tensioner, which is right here. We can see 10. Caked up, crusted up 10. Then we're going to get that going. See how that goes for us. And get that tensioner out, get this chain off, get a new chain on there. I'll show y'all the upper whenever I get there. But I appreciate y'all staying tuned with me. And we're getting this thing done. Appreciate it. Alright, so we're I got everything off the lower. Pretty much dropped your tensioner, got all the chain loose. Probably see from there the chain's off. Now what we're trying to do, we're going to take these 2 12s, which holds this little cover and the tension in the upper part of the chain. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to time her up and put a chain on her. Now also in the process of this, you're going to have 10mm bolts here, there, and at the bottom. And you're also going to have like Allen key style bit back here. I want to say it's Allen key. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. But you're going to have to loosen that and replace that guide as well. You replace this guide and this guide, and those 2 12s remove this upper. This is what your new uppers are gonna look like, and these are this is the back one that has a single screw at the top, and this is the one that has the 3 10mm holding it inside the timing cover. Alright, we're gonna get these guides replaced, and I'll be back with you just to show you what the timing marks and everything, time it up, and then put these chain on. Alright, back out here with it. Pretty much got my timing chain on, my new guides, everything on. Pretty much now I'm looking to clean up pretty much just the timing cover, like the edges of it where the RTV was. Coming back over here, I'm gonna clean up. This thing was rough, man. This thing had a lot of like build up, so we're just gonna go ahead and clean that up real good. These are the old timing guides. You got 1 bolt up top. That's the rear one. And you got a 3 bolt. Alright. I'll be back with you after I clean it up. Pretty much, man, that's everything. Now I'm just going to be putting it back together. I got to go get oil. That's pretty much it, though. Here, I'll show you the upper timing, because, you know, everybody wants to see that as well. But speaking of the timing, though, when you set this, you see this mark on this, we have a mark right here on the crank pulley. line it up with this silver looking link on this chain right here, or it may be a colored link, depending on what you're using, who you're using, things of that nature. But yeah, so it's a shiny link on that mark. Let me let her down a little bit. Now up here, you're also gonna have shiny links. You have an arrow. Let's see if I can get on that arrow. You have that arrow, as well as a dot up here on the edge of the timing gear. Now you're also wanting to line up these. There's these two center point marks in here. You want them to pretty be making a 90 kind of, if you understand, two L's. You get these links, your chrome links on your marks, or colored links, whatever you get, depends on the chain. Line them up there, make sure those are lined up, and that thing on the bottom should line up pretty fair, pretty easy. Kind of the way I've done it was, I only put one bolt in the bottom of this guide to start with, and kind of so it'd have play up top. This one automatically has play because of the way it's designed. So once I got my marks and I locked my cams in using this, you know, that's ingenuity at its finest. I locked my cams into place, did the chain up here first, ran it through the slides here, put this 10 in once I got everything lined up nice. Make sure it's lined up nice, because you can be out of tooth or upper tooth and it still be in these marks. So you got to make sure you got these perfectly lined up. Then went back to the bottom. The link hit the mark. I put in the rest of the bolts on the front guide. Put my guide in, there were 2 millimeters. My tensioner pulley, which is 10 millimeters. That link right there lined up pretty much silver link as well. Got all these bolts in. The tensioner, we can see up there is 2 10 millimeters. It has this little pin you'll pull out, but you won't pull it out until it's absolutely perfect, people, because if not, you'll have to take it back off, press it, put the key back in. I mean, it's a pain. So you want to get it right the first time. But we're in there, man. About to go pick up some oil and you know, get this thing back on the road. I just wanted to give y'all like a breakdown. I mean, pretty much everything I've covered, you can put it back in. I mean, that's timing on a K20Z3. All the upper stuff, like the engine mount and all that, that's an 8th gen thing. You know, CRVs are different. Everything's a little different. Here I have the K24. The timing marks are a little different, but just so y'all can see what it kind of looks like once you're putting it back together. Also, you got 3 bolts in the lower timing, the part of the lower timing cover that holds to the oil pan. So, I mean, don't forget those. But just to give you a rough idea of what you're looking for and what to take off, because I'm going to end it out right here. Then I'm going to get to work so I can get this thing done. You have one here, which is the oil for the timing cover. You need it. These are your mounts, pretty much, and this. And these hold this as well. Then these are 2 centers. They hold that, I'm not sure what sensor it is, but it holds a sensor in there. This one actually holds the sensor. This one holds the timing cover. And then it's just 10s, man. 10s. 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 I think these are 14s. 10 here, 10, 10. Pretty self-explanatory. This cover doesn't have to be removed. Also, I think this is the crank position sensor. It also doesn't have to be removed. It can stay in the common cover. And then after you get it, all these 10s, it just should boop off. So I appreciate y'all watching this video. If you're watching it, like it. Possibly drop a like. You know, maybe a subscription, man. Drop a subscription. Let us know how you feel, man. This is actually the K24 I'm gonna be putting in my my HGN coupe, my black one, which is right outside the shop. Hopefully, it gets a little more torquey and it gets a little more power, man. We're gonna do a K24 A2 bottom end with a K20 Z3 head, TSX cams. Hopefully it's a little spicier, you know, just a little bit. I mean, I'm not looking for much until we go boost with it. But hopefully I can get y'all a video of that when we're doing the install. I'm waiting on a new transmission to come in now. Once the transmission is here, we'll start doing it. Build one more. Like, subscribe. You, check this channel, man. We're doing things, man. Check it right here. Look, all you got to do is share, like, and subscribe, man. Help us grow. We're just out there doing, you know, just trying to bring a little bit more information and help your way if I can, and show you some cool stuff, burnouts, donuts, some action, some work. I mean, whatever it is. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate it.